Navigating lowball offers.
Very interesting topic today for our agents out there. What
Hi,
would you
my name is.
consider? What would you consider a low offer before we introduce ourselves? Let's
Okay.
talk a little bit.
Lowball offer. Well, I mean, lowball offer, it all depends on what the opinion of the seller is on
Yeah.
lowball, right?
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to the topic, let's introduce ourselves.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Hi, my name is Roxanne Gavari with Pamberley Realty, along with my partner, Santiago Guerin.
Hello, everyone. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. So we are discussing agent education, and this year we have had a pretty good year. Our agents, depending on their skill level, they have had a very good year as well.
Hmm.
But not every agent out there is having a successful year, and so we attribute that to the skill set. So that being the case, we want to elevate our industry. We want to elevate our agents. We want to elevate the agent community so that they can all thrive and have better businesses and make more money and
Yeah.
help more clients. And so, on that note, navigating lowball offers. And like you said, correctly said, what is a lowball offer,
Yeah.
right? So, what is a lowball offer?
I mean, what I think a low ball offer is something that comes in, an offer that for a property, of course, that comes in under the purchase price, value that you set. I really wouldn't consider a low ball something that's like maybe a little bit under. It's kind of hard. It's to categorize if it's extreme. I would say maybe if it's $50,000 less, if it's $100,000 less. It all depends on the shape of the property too. Because if it's a fixer and requires some work, then that low ball offer might be the one. So
Right.
yeah,
But we've had situations where uh, we have situations where you have like, let's say we've had listings at $6 million
yeah,
and or $6.5 million. If you so let's say, for example, the price is at 6.5 million and you have a offer at 6 million. Is that a lowball offer?
that's a tough question. I think it'll depend on like we've talked before, on the motivation of your seller, if that would be considered a low ball or not. If they're trying to move out quick and get rid of the property,
Mm-hmm.
it might not be so of a low ball. But for someone that really wants to get the right offer, probably is.
There was a property that I was looking at. It was in North Park. I remember it very vividly. It was listed, and this is a couple of years ago, not too many years ago. I think it was like 2018, so it was pre-COVID.
Hmm.
And I looked at it. It was 2 units, and it was somewhat remodeled and move-in ready, and on a really, really good street in a very desirable part of North Park.
Yeah.
And I saw that property, and I was watching it, and it went on the market at 1.2, and I was watching it, and I was trying to work the numbers, and I was like, okay, this is not going to cash flow. So I was watching it and watching it, and I watched it drop to 1.1, and then it dropped to 9, it dropped to a million, and then I was still watching it, and then I saw it drop to 950, and I was like, okay, this is a great deal. Now I need to jump on this because it's a great property. And I'm thinking, well, the market is soft, and I really want to get a great deal, and I want to have a property that's going to cash flow greatly. And so I went ahead and made an offer of 900 on that property. And guess what happened?
Did you get it?
I did not get it.
It
There
was a
was
low offer.
another buyer that made an offer of 950 right on the dot, and of course they went with that offer, and rightly so, rightly so, because at that point greed got the best of me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If I was being more objective and thought about, okay, maybe at 1.2 it was overpriced, maybe at 1.1 it was overpriced, maybe at a million it was priced well, but at 950 it was a bargain. So that at that point, then I should not have lowballed.
Yeah.
And lowballing that property didn't mean that I got a better deal. It meant that I lost the deal.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and and that type of assessment is really, really important, and it's an assessment that every single one of us have to make when we are looking at deals and evaluating deals, and are thinking, is this a deal for me to take, or is this a deal for me to walk away from,
Yeah.
you know and so making lowball offers in that type of a situation is not really a smart move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell you, I still kick myself for not getting that property at 950.
I mean, you wouldn't have known, you know. But yeah, I mean, and I mean, you've been in this business for quite some time now. When you were helping a seller get their home sold and you've received multiple offers, how does it work with that negotiating with that low ball offer to maybe bring them up, or how do you work with two low ball offers?
Well, if you get two lowball offers at the same time, then you're kind of in the luck, right? Because you may not get the value that you want out of the property, but at the same time, you have two interested buyers that you can basically negotiate back and forth against each other, and try to get the best value out of one of them, whoever is more interested in the property. So that is still an opportunity. The other part of that is, if you have a property that you put in at a certain price, and then you start receiving certain price offers for it, but the offers and the asking price in general are not matching,
Yeah.
then you've got to listen to the market. Market is telling you something that you may not want to hear, but as an educated seller, you must be willing and able may you may not, because that you may have other constraints, but if that is set aside, you must be willing to listen to the market,
Yeah.
right? So for example, if you have a property that you put on the market for 1.2,
Hmm.
and you really put in your effort behind it, you expose it to the market, you drum up a whole lot of interest, and you start receiving offers, and you get two offers, you get three offers, you get five offers. Now all of a sudden there's a pattern that's emerging, and the pattern is going to tell you, okay, this is not just the interest from five random people. This is an interest from the market, from the open market. The market is speaking. These five people are the sample of the market that are indicators of how much this property is worth.
Yeah.
So you can't be stuck on the price that you want. You've got to listen to the market and to the five offers that you have, and then basically say, okay, ego aside and greed aside, and my wants and needs and desires aside, this is what the market tells me right now that the property is
Yeah.
worth. So let me work with those five and go with the best one. But consider that number, the number that they are offering, is the true value of the property, not the value that I'm asking for.
Yeah. And how do you communicate this with your seller? How do you have this conversation? What are some, you know, some pointers that you can tell them? How do you explain this to them in a way that it won't piss them off, so to speak, about, you telling them that, hey, your home is not going at that price that you think it is or that you're asking?
Well, it's a difficult conversation, but the difficult conversations are need to be addressed head on, because if you're transparent with your client, then you're being honest, and you're basically giving the best advice to your client, and you're looking out for their best interest. Because if the property sits on the market and languishes, and all these five offers go away, at that point, then you have nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the thing. Listen to the market, and explain that situation to the seller, and end up at a winning situation. And if you think about it, when you're working with investors always, um, unless they're losing money, they're going to be realistic, and they're going to listen to the market, and whatever the market is offering them, they're going to take that, because they know that the longer the property stays on the market, the less they're going to get for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there's other factors that come into play. The longer that the property gets on the market, there's carrying costs that you're paying for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is wear and tear on the property that's happening. There is a risk of break-ins that are happening. So you put all of these things together, the sooner that you accept an offer, and the sooner that you accept an offer that, when the pattern emerges and you study that pattern, and you conclude that that's the best that you're going to get, then that is the best that you're going to get. So
Yeah.
let's go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically the hard truth right there, huh?
That's it, right? That's it. Be willing to swallow the hard truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, any other like tips you can give agents on navigating these lower offers, or anything else that comes to mind?
Navigating to meet in the middle. Now, when we're talking about meeting in the middle, in the way that our communication between the buyer and seller work, is by counters and counter by offers, and then counter offers.
Yeah.
So the buyer comes in, sends an offer, the seller looks over that offer, and then sends a counter offer. And
Mm-hmm.
these counter offers back and forth go back and forth until you have meetings of the minds, right? Meeting of the minds, and then you have acceptance, which is usually offers and counteroffers get connected to each other to turn it into a comprehensive book that then makes the entirety of the contract. And we all work of a contract that is a collection of offers and counteroffers put together. And also talk about let's also talk about maintaining professionalism and staying calm and objective. Um, when when we are dealing with offers and counteroffers and selling property and exchanging large numbers, um, there's a lot that's at stake, but it's important to make sure to maintain composure. And Santi, you are great at this. You are great at staying even kill, right?
Uh,
And that is one of your superpowers.
yeah, no, it's being able to speak to, you know, both sides of the transaction, to your seller, um, with the buyers on the other side, being able to, like we talked earlier in the stream here, basically meeting everyone in the middle is very important.
Right. And to basically stay calm, stay even kill, make sure that you constantly work on bringing the temperature down and reminding people that it's all about working together. And the one that works well with the other side is the one that's going to get to the finish line, the one that's going to win. Because at the end of the day, we all don't get paid until a transaction is closed and until we have a successful closing and buyer and seller get to the outcome that they want. That's the ultimate win for everybody involved. And that the only way that you can get there is by staying calm and keeping the communication open between both sides.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that makes everything easier too. You know,
exactly.
with everything. So
Exactly. So that's the long and short of it. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we apologize for the technical difficulties that we had and some of what we experienced in terms of that. And on that note, we want to give you our information in case you have any questions that we can answer. There's my phone number, and then there is Santiago's phone number.
right there.
And let me see. Hmm. Okay, and you can also reach us on Instagram, or if you are in San Diego and you would like to be part of our team, there is our website. And beyond that, let us know if you are outside of San Diego and if you like to work with an amazing team, which we are, and we're always there and happy to be your referral partners. So give us a shout and let's get to know each other and make it a great day.
Bye everyone, and don't forget to subscribe and like on YouTube.
Thank you for that.
Bye everyone.